Welcome into NBA Now by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham, and on today's show, we're going to take a look at some NBA Combine winners and losers. Combine coming to a close here today on Friday, and of course, NBA Draft set for June 22nd, so it'll be here in just over a month. For more draft coverage, be sure to subscribe. Okay, let's get to some Combine winners to kick things off here on today's show. First, Emoni Bates, the guard out of Eastern Michigan. For those of you who remember, or those of you who don't, huge recruit a few years ago. I think top 5 recruit, something like that. A 5-star that committed to Penny Hardaway and Memphis. Things did not work out there. He transfers to Eastern Michigan and put up some good numbers, had a good week at the Combine, showed out well in the scrimmages, playmaking ability, shot-making ability on display. You'd like to see him put on a little bit of weight to his frame if he could. Very, very skinny. But you look at what he did last year for Eastern. Obviously, small school, they just let him jack up shots, right? But not the worst efficiency at the college level. 40.5% from the field. You'd like that to be a little higher, obviously. 33% from 3, same deal. But if you add 3 to 5 percentage points on those, we'd be talking about this in a totally different light. Bates, in my opinion, can be an NBA scorer. Now, I don't think the shot selection is that smart. I think he could be in that category of players who might think he's better than he is, a la a guy like Dion Waiters. But the talent is there. The shot is silky smooth. Can he put it all together? I mean, this guy was getting compared to Kevin Durant coming out of high school. I'm not going to go that far, but kind of the frame and the shot, you can see reminiscence there. So I thought he had a good week, helped himself out. Is he a first-round pick? I think he's a first-round talent. I'll be fascinated to see where he goes. We'll let you guys decide. What say you? Will Emoni Bates be a first-round pick in the NBA draft? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think. Next up is Ben Sheppard, the guard out of Belmont, who 4-year college player, really good college career. Aram Kanuskio had a nice little note here on Shepard, saying that he's fighting over steals, staying on the ball handler's hip. He showed a little highlight clip here. Forced the turnover, feeding Johnny Broom for the lay-in with the great bounce back. Ben Sheppard has been the star of the first Combine scrimmage today. He put together a couple of nice showings and scrimmages out in Chicago at the Combine, and that's coming off a good college year as well. 19-point score, and unlike Emoni Bates, much more efficient, right? 47.5% from the field, 41.5% from 3. Has a nice body frame as well. I think he's a guy that should get drafted in the second round. Next up is Amari Bailey out of UCLA, former high school teammate of Bronny James. A year ago, this year played for the Bruins, obviously, and has a nice little lefty jumper there, and had a good week. Was able to show off the ball handling, good shot making as well. Thought he shot the ball well as a freshman also in college. 39% three-point shooter, almost 50% from the field. You really like those splits, especially for a young player. Could he be making his way up boards? I definitely think he had a good week. There's no doubt about that. Now, subscribe to the channel. More NBA news, rumors, draft, and free agency videos set to come your way over these next month or two here at Chat Sports. So hit that subscribe button. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. We will continue to bring you the latest and greatest NBA coverage. Next up is Olivier Maxence-Prosper, the wing out of Marquette. One of my favorite athletes in this draft. He measured in at about 6'7", 215, bouncy as hell, 40.5-inch vertical, standing vertical of 35 inches, which is crazy. Love the length, love the athleticism, and he showed off some scoring ability. Had 21 points in one of the scrimmages, I believe. That's correct here. Jonathan Givony, ESPN's draft analyst, said he had a strong first game at the Combine with 21 points and 7 rebounds in just 22 minutes, bringing tremendous activity on both ends of the floor. And I think that's something you're going to get with this guy early. High motor, energy, and athleticism. And if he can continue to improve as a shooter, I think he shot 33, 34% from 3 this past year. If he could develop into a true 3-and-D guy, I think a lot of teams would be intrigued. Tristan Vukcevic, the big out of Madrid, stretch 5, I think, is his role in the NBA. Ricky O'Donnell of SB Nation had this little breakdown of him from the Combine, saying, need a stretch 5 in this class, 7-foot Real Madrid center. Tristan Vukcevic showed off his versatile offensive skill during a standout Wednesday scrimmage by scoring 21 points in just 16 minutes. Vukcevic barely played for Real Madrid this season, so his decision to play in the scrimmage could pay real dividends. And that's really what the Combine is for, right? Like, most of the top first-round prospects, especially like lottery-type picks, a lot of them were at the Combine, but they don't work out. They just kind of hang out, do some interviews, stuff like that. But a lot of these scrimmagers are second-round picks or guys who aren't projected to get drafted looking to get on teams' radars. And I think a guy like Vukcevic, who was playing pro ball but didn't get to play a ton, important for him to come out and show out on this fashion because he's got the skill as a 7-foot guy who can space the floor. BetUS is our sponsor here at NBA Now today, and Game 2 between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics is tonight. You can get a nice little deposit bonus there when you sign up, and if you want to go bet on that game, go do so. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code CHAT125 to get a 125% deposit bonus. I love the Miami Heat to cover plus 9.5 tonight in Boston. I do think Boston responds and wins, but 10 points you're working with there for Miami? Give me the Heat to cover. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code CHAT125. With winners in life, there are losers as well. Brandon Miller, the forward out of Alabama. Now, he did not work out, but I did find this interesting. Now, this is not being reported from NBA Central. They just tweeted this out. Draft Express had this note. Apparently, Brandon Miller is, quote, not in great shape right now. Also, on the Low podcast, there was a report that his interviews have not been great, I've been told, both publicly and privately, with NBA teams. Now, the talent with Brandon Miller is undeniable. I mean, he might be the best pure scorer in this class out of Alabama. I mean, he scored almost 19 points per game last year, 38% from three, can really shoot the basketball at all three levels. Obviously, there's the off-the-court incident where still, probably a bit unclear how much, if any, involvement he was that resulted in a death with his teammate reportedly killing someone. But, Adrian Wojnarowski had a report that that's not really an issue, that character concerns aren't there. This could also be a smokescreen because there's other reports saying that the Hornets are almost certainly going to take him number 2. So maybe if he is doing interviews, he just doesn't care about the other ones. Or B, maybe the Hornets or someone's leaking this out like, hey, we're just going to draft him. So it does not really matter. So hard to know for sure. The talent is, like I said, clear with Brandon Miller. But do teams care about that off-court incident? Is there character concerns? I don't know completely. I do know the talent is there and that he could be potentially a franchise player for a team. I don't think that there's necessarily any doubt about that. So we'll see what happens with Brandon Miller as we continue to progress in this process during the NBA draft. Harder to find NBA Combine losers in this process, but that is where we're at. Who is the number 2 pick going to be? Type BM for Brandon Miller. Type SH for Scoot Henderson. Let us know in the comment section down below. BM for Miller or SH for old Scoot Henderson. Next up is Jalen Wilson, the forward out of Kansas, 4-year college player who kind of reeks of good college career, but does it translate to the NBA? He really struggled in scrimmages, did not shoot the ball efficiently at all. We'll see. I'll be curious to see if he still gets drafted. I think he'll have leadership and tangible stuff that people like. He was a big-time leader in college, so best of luck to him. And then Terquavion Smith out of NC State. He actually went through this process last year and ultimately went back to college. He really struggled in one of the scrimmages alone, 3 for 16 from the field. And that's kind of who he was in college. He just jacks up shots. And, occasionally he goes off for 30, 35 points. He was minus 18 in the plus-minus. That's not great either. You look at his stats at NC State. If you take off the shooting split, you're like, oh, sweet, 18 points per game. That's pretty good for college, right? Well, 38% from the field, 33.5% from three. Just not efficient enough. He's just not efficient enough. I mean, this is a G League type of player right now. He's got the ability to be an NBA scorer, but he's got to take better shots. He's got to have a more consistent shot moving forward. So we'll see if he sticks with the draft this time around, but not a great showing for him at the NBA Combine. Now, if you're excited for the NBA draft, be sure to type me down in the comments below. We're excited here at Chat Sports. Like I said, subscribe. We'll be live for the draft and have plenty of draft coverage between now and then. So type me if you're excited for it. We'll see you guys soon here at Chat Sports.